This is one of the jobs I've been putting off for a little while just because it's messy and oily and not very inspiring, but I'm going to get the inner primary off and then start pulling the drivetrain apart, so follow along. While that oil drains, I have the extra pleasure of drilling that bolt out because the head stripped. I had issues on the other side. They're super tight on this side with a lot of Loctite that I put on myself. So yeah, now I've just got to deal with it. Well, Torx. Yeah, that got it. Nice. This is a tool that I made ages ago. It locks the primary. Yeah, slowly come. There we go. When I did this clutch basket, I thought I did every second spring differently, but I must have adjusted it at some point. The other bit with this clutch is that I think it's missing a shutter spring or something in there, because sometimes it would get a squeak. That's pretty dry. Time to get this guy off. I know I'm about to commit a cardinal sin, but whatever. So this part is the adapter that comes from Vulcan. I don't know what the dimensional difference is between the later twin cams and the early twin cams, but I think either the primary is bigger or the engine's slimmer on the later ones, so this is what spaces it out. I had one issue very early on where one of the bolts backed out, and I think these bolts backed out and loosened it up a bit, but after that it was okay. So the key component of this adapter is the fact that twin cams have these horizontal mounts, and Evo transmissions and motors have two vertical mounts. So what this does is bolts a plate on to give you both of those mounting options, and then in the case of this one it also routes the oil internally because it's a later model twin cam, and the oil is routed internally through this gasket surface. So the issue I have is that one of the two vertical bolts has sheared in there. Obviously you can't really repair that on the bike. You've got a cylinder here. This is the bolt. No, that's got the head in it. This is the one that's sheared in the center, so you're not going to be able to fix it. But luckily I can take off the 4 mounting points at each, pull the motor out and get the transmission out separately. So that's the plan. The motor's been pulled out and now you can get a bit of an idea of what the adapter setup looks like. You will see my mounting bolt in there. You'll see one missing there. So when I figured this out, it was just a head and I went to do like a routine tighten on it and it was just free spinning in there, and that's what made me first realize the issue. And now you will see where the problem is. So that's part of the reason for the whole rebuild. So the frame has been stripped of the drivetrain and most of the accessories. I've left the wheels on and chucked a new rear swing arm on just to keep it a roller and to check the stance and everything, but now it's the time to cut the frame. So this is pretty straightforward. It's not really rocket science, but you keep this cross member for your front motor mount. You cut this cross member out because this part fouls with your oil pan, and you also cut this one out for the same reason. The oil pan obviously sits lower, and so what we end up doing is removing this and then welding in a new Dyna cross member right around there, and that's kind of the gap between the bottom of the engine cases and then where it mounts to the transmission and the oil pan starts. So you just slot a brace in there. I put a removable brace here so that you can actually service the oil pan. I think it's pretty crazy to not be able to drop the oil pan for any reason without removing the engine, so I put a removable one there. Some people use, apologies, this cross brace and put it at the back there. I'm not the biggest fan of that approach. I just don't like the look, but people can do what they want. So like I said, not rocket science, we're just cutting stuff out. Then the idea is to fit a motor in and drivetrain in and just double check where you're welding everything. I also want to box that out, and I need to make a hinge mount for the seat. When I first built this bike, I wasn't going to run one, and so I very foolishly grinded it off, and now I appreciate the latches and have come across a few latches, so I want it back again.